We asked the candidates the following questions. If elected or re-elected, what are your top 3 goals as Secretary of State for Ohio? Are you capable of working across the aisle and placing the citizens' needs over party when necessary? If so, please provide an example where you had the moral courage to stand up for what you believe despite it being unpopular amongst your party or peers. What are the most significant challenges the Secretary of State office will face, and what are your plans to resolve them?
Hello. Thank you all so much for having me. I am Chelsea Clark. I'm running for Ohio Secretary of State, and I'm also a proud card-carrying member of the NAACP. So the work that y'all have done has not gone unnoticed. Thank you so much for your tireless efforts, especially here in Hamilton County, and what you are doing, because we do see you. The Secretary of State's office is certainly very, very vulnerable across the nation right now, and I was asked a few questions. I'll go ahead and answer. The first question was about the 3 goals that I would have as Ohio Secretary of State once seated. I would first like to say that I would be the first Black Democrat to be seated in this role in Ohio, and only the 10th woman to sit in one of these 6 state seats. And so that's certainly pretty important. But first and foremost of those goals is in restoring the faith, not just in our political institutions, but also in our electoral process, because people have been misguided and they've watched a system that's been intentionally broken. And so that work is going to have to come from a high-level professional at the top, and making sure that that not only we believe in democracy, but that we defend it and that we protect it. You know, democracy here in America, we're the marquee. We are the standard bearers. And so anyone that's looking to emulate us, we've got to get this right. Making sure that we also have transparency for voters is extraordinarily important. And then thirdly, I'll be igniting our automatic voter registration for folks turning 18 years of age. That is going to be a critical element in making sure that engagement happens here in the state of Ohio. Secondly, the second question was about being capable to work across the aisle. Now, in my current role as councilwoman in Forest Park, we don't necessarily get to work across the aisle, but it's most certainly something that I've had to do in my business and personal life. So I am the CEO and founder of the STEM Lab, the Science, Tech, Engineering, and Math Educational Center, and it's not been popular, especially for a Black woman to work in this space. We're under 6% of us look like me in this space at all. And so I've been denied lending, space, platforms, from whether it's collegiate or high schools or public schools, charter schools, private schools, you name it. It's been a very difficult road, and it was one that I had to persevere on and really create my own lane and build and erect a curriculum that would do some good. And so we've doubled now twice. And so we are certainly on the pathway to success, and most importantly for Black kids and girls who deserve to have high-level STEM engagement. And the only way we're going to be able to accomplish that was working with a number of different people that didn't always share my sentiments with how STEM education should be not only delivered, but who should be the recipients of it. And we've got quite a few successes under our belt. The Urban Learning Garden over at Rockdale, and getting kids the capital or the funding that they need, and scholarships based in STEM to even go to college. And so we're very proud of that work. And so that hopefully that is a testament to the moral courage and doing the right thing and standing up for the right causes and persevering and actually making something happen in just under 4 years. The last question was, what do I believe are the most significant challenges facing the Secretary of State's offices? And by and large, we are dealing in a very strange time. I'm not interested in, Republican versus Democrat. What I'm interested in is democracy versus autocracy, lies versus truth, fact versus fiction. And what I do know is that when we come together and we can agree on those foundational tenets of democracy and what those mean, and come, and agree on the facts, that we can most certainly work together in order to bring dignity back to our electoral process, and of course trust. back to it. And so we must improve our operations. We've got some challenges with fiscal spending as well that we've got to tighten up on, and also bring some sanity back to this office. And at the bare minimum, Ohio voters deserve a Secretary of State that is going to advocate and fight for the reforms that they demanded through the redistricting process, and have a democracy for Ohio agenda. And that is certainly me as the candidate. I would love to share more with you. Hopefully we'll get that opportunity, but until then, you can look more on my platform and what my intentions are for this critical seat by going to chelseaforohio.com. Thank you so much for having me, and take care.
Be informed, be empowered. Say it with me. My vote matters.